The drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony T. We broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Deliver live your picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners. Our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place will meet the cappers, and you got it right to the next. We don't mess around here on the drive-thru. So let's say hello to Javon. Javon coming in just on the nick of time. Probably have to drive through some snow. I know it's pretty bad in the east. What's up, Javon?
Yeah, what's going on, Tony? It's not snowing up here just yet. I don't even know if we're gonna get snow, but nevertheless, I'm here, ready to rock.
Ready to rock. That's right. We saw some games postponed today out back east. We'll see how it rolls here the rest of the night. We'll say hello to Kirk. Kirk, what's going on?
Not much. Got back on winning ways this weekend, coming off 2 winning days. So just looking to keep the momentum going to start a new week. Keep
it flowing here. Yes, so it's a lot of focus now on basketball. We're down. No more big cards in football. Just big games, but not the big cards. Say hello to Joey. Joey, what's happening?
What is up? Not much. Got about almost 7 inches of snow today out
in
Indiana,
go.
So that's always good. But no, all is good, Tony. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I know you're looking forward to that big game on Thursday. Penn State. Remember that prediction here on August to win the national championship.
Oh yeah, baby.
Still alive. There we go. Still alive there. All right, let's get it underway, guys. Here, NBA will be front and center tonight. So let's take a look at these games, and we'll take a look at some of the injuries as well. We'll start on this 9-game card with the Trailblazers and Pistons. Pistons 6.5, total 224. Suns and 76ers. Here we see the Suns now 1 on the road here, total 220.5. Magic and the Knicks. The Knicks 11.5, total 208.5. So let's take a look at some of these injuries. Looks like there has been some changes here since this morning. And we'll look here at the Portland game. Still Grant Thibault out. We have Thompson and Ivy out here for Detroit. Suns and the Sixers. Here's the news here. We know O'Neal's out for the Phoenix. That's it. Also, Embiid, Lowry, Martin, McCain out. So no Embiid tonight. Oubre will be questionable. So big change there with Philadelphia. They're questionables. Well, at least 2 of them turned to out. No Embiid, no Lowry. We look here at this Magic and Knicks game, and we can tell you in this one that we have Banchero, Harris, Suggs, and Wagner out. On the Knicks side, we have McCullough, Robinson out. Towns is questionable. McBride is questionable. Brunson upgraded to probable. So there you go here with these injuries. So let's go ahead and let's get started here with Javon.
Yeah, once again, Joel Embiid stealing money, huh? Gotta love him. But yeah, so without Joel Embiid, this turns into a pace-up spot in this game, I believe. And I think this gets up and over the total. Tyrese Maxey's gonna, press the issue scoring-wise, and just getting the pace up, in this game. On the other side, you already know what the Phoenix Suns are. They're a jump shooting team. And, I think they could get some easier baskets without Joel Embiid's presence. So 220, low enough total. I think it goes over that.
There from Javon. All right, I got a little out of order here. We go back to Javon. I'm sorry, we go to Joey.
Yeah, so I'll be honest. I like the Sixers. I liked them before Joel Embiid was out, but honestly, at this point, he might as well sit out the rest of the season. Guy barely plays, but no. Phoenix struggles in road games. They're 3-7 against the spread as a road dog. I know this line flipped a little bit again. I wrote this up earlier. Phoenix struggles even in their non-conference games. They're 0-10 against the spread against the Eastern Conference this season. Philly started the season rough. They've won 7 of their last 10 games, including 3 of their last 4 at home at Wells Fargo. So with that, I think the Sixers find a way here and they get the win even without Embiid down low.
From Joey, next up, we move on over to Kirk.
Yeah, I'm on the Knicks here at home. Coming off a tough loss against the Thunder. Now they get to beat up on the Magic team that they've beaten up twice already this season. Now you add no Suggs to the mix. No Suggs, no Wagner, no Paolo. I think they're going to be in for a long night, this Orlando team. So give me the Knicks laying the points. And then I'm on the Trailblazers here. I've been on the Pistons most of the season, but I think this spot they're a little bit overvalued, laying almost 7 points at home in what could be a disappointing spot for them after coming off some big victories. I'm going to take the Trailblazers with the points here.
There from Kirk. Yeah. All right, tell you what I think about these games here. I'm going to be looking here at Philadelphia as well. The Suns, just a terrible defensive team. They are 30th in road defensive efficiency on the season, give 120 points per 100 possessions. They are worse than the Wizards. They are worse than the Pelicans. That's pretty brutal there to be defensively. This Phoenix Suns not good. Also, a possible benching for Beal and Nurkic. That's been floating around some of the airwaves here. So there's some issues there when Phoenix not getting the job done. Also, the Suns, this is an interesting number here, 0-10 to the spread against the East. And really struggling shooting the basketball right now. So there, look at Philadelphia in this spot. Trailblazers and Detroit Pistons here. Really late here with the Pistons. Trailblazers just 2-5. The spread as a road dog of 3.5 to 9.5. Pistons have been defending pretty well right now. We know Portland on the road, not a very good offensive team. A minus 10.5 net rating away from home this season. Just 105 points per 100 possessions. Really struggling getting points on the board here. I'll look at him in this spot. With Kirk here. I know it's a big number, but man, I just cannot back an Orlando team right now. These injuries have caught up to him. Orlando's failed to cover it 5 of 6. I'll be on the Knicks here. When you put up just 92 points on the Utah Jazz, there's got to be some issues here. This Jazz team is not that type of defensive team. They're not the Thunder. They're not the Celtics when they decide to play defense. This is the Jazz, all right? You can't only score net. And it's been like this for them. They can't shoot the basketball here without their stars. We see that with the same thing. We see that with the Hornets, right? Their shooters are out. They're lost in space. Magic over their past 5, 40% shooting, 32% from 3, averaging 96 points a game over that 5-game stretch. So it's not just against Utah. It's been over this stretch here where you have these cluster injuries hitting Orlando, and it's the wrong guys. It's the key guys here. So I'll look at New York in this one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we get ready here for the next series of games here on the board, and they will be the wrong one. Let's take the odds up here for you. Odds. All right, here we go for the next series of games. We have Bucks and Raptors here. Bucks on the road going to lay 6 now. This is down from this earlier 7 we saw. Total 230.5. Pacers and the Nets. The Pacers 11. Total sits 220.5. Clippers and the T-Wolves. This one's been holding steady here at 2.5. Timberwolves. Total sits here at 214.5. Before we turn it over, let's take a look at some of the injuries in these games that we're going to cover here in this block. All right, we've got here in the Mavericks, and we got Mavericks in this one, right? We have Mavericks was in this block, right? We've got injured in this game will be. Oop, hang on a second. Let me get back up to my screen here. All right, in this. Here we go, Mavericks game. We don't know Luka. We know Irving. Irving out. Exum out as well for Dallas. On the Memphis side, looking to get a lot like last year. We got Morant out. We got Aldama out. GG. Smart. Williams out. Bain is doubtful. That's a big one there, too. Kennard, a three-point shooter, questionable. Kamamura is probable there for Memphis. All right, looking here at the Clipper game. Just Tucker out for Clippers. A bunch of backups here on the injured list for Minnesota. Dillingham out. Minot questionable. Garza here will be questionable as well. I think we hit Milwaukee, Toronto in this block as well. Toronto, a clean injury report. Also on the Milwaukee side, Middleton doubtful, Jackson questionable, Giannis probable. So you guys are all caught up. So let's get this one underway here with Joey.
Yeah, so in this time slide here, I'm looking at the Clippers on the money line. Minnesota does not play defense at all, in my opinion, and I think they'll really be bad down low here. Clippers have won 4-6 overall. T-Wolves have lost 3 straight, and they've allowed 113 plus in each of those losses. The Clippers are 4-1 against the spread on the road off a home win, and Minnesota is 4-11 against the spread as a home favorite. Honestly, take the Clippers with the points and sprinkle on the money line. They might win outright. There
you go, Joe. I kind of jumped the shark on one of the games. Milwaukee, I didn't give you the injuries on Indiana. Brooklyn, Nesmith out for Indiana. On the Nets side, a lot of guys. Bogdanovich, Cam Johnson, Lewis, D'Angelo out. Already out D'Angelo. Didn't take very long. Simmons, Cam Thomas, Watford out here for Brooklyn. So there you caught it for this block. Next up, we go right on over to Javon.
Yeah, I'm also on the Clippers. Just a situation that two going in opposite directions. The team in better form is the Clippers at this point. Minnesota is just, they take one step forward and 2 steps back, it seems like, this season. And I know that the Clippers are looking to avoid the season sweep. So, I just think that they're in the right spot to get the dub and avoid that and win one of these games between the two. So, you can take it on the spread. Or, as Joey suggested, take one on money line. It's the Clippers for me. And I'm on Memphis. It's just a situation for me, at least, where Memphis, they know how to play without their stars. can't say the same thing about the Dallas Mavericks. That's for damn sure, because without Luka and Irvin, these guys are just it's a sight to behold, and not the good one.
You're gonna call them the Charlotte Hornets, not the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Got no backup plan if those two guys are out. You see it on the court. So it has to be the Grizzlies for me, or what they like to say in the morning show, the Memphis Hustle.
There you go, Memphis Hustle there. I just want to update. Remember, we talked about Toronto early morning. It was R.J. Barrett on the list. R.J. Barrett is off the injury list. Looks like Toronto will have a clean injury report going into this one. Next up, we move on to Kirk.
Well, hold on. If that's the case, then it's going to have to be the Raptors.
All right, the Raptors there. Plus, the numbers come down from 7 down to 6. So Raptors plus 6 from Joanne here against the Bucks. Next up, we move on over to Kirk.
Yeah, I'm not touching that Raptors-Bucks game. I mean, Raptors could win outright, or they could lose by 25. I mean, that's a game I'm not touching at all. So I'm with Jovan here on the Grizzlies. I mean, it's the only way. This team knows how to play without their best players. Guys step up. Scottie Pippen's been a big guy that has stepped up for them in the absence of Ja. And, I mean, Luka and Kyrie, when they're not playing, it's like this team would have trouble playing like a G League team, I think. I really don't like this Mavs team, and I don't know how they're only 5-point underdogs without Luka and Kyrie. It makes no sense to me. I wish I had this as a premium, the Grizzlies, but I didn't. And on the other one, I'm on the Timberwolves here. They've won 2 of 2 against the Clippers this season. I think this is the get-right spot they need, and only laying 2 at home, I think they get the job done and get back on the right foot here.
From Kurt. All right, tell you what I think about these games here. I'm going to be looking here. I'm going to take, I know it's risky here, but I don't trust the Pacers laying points here. So I'm going to take Brooklyn here plus the points here. Looking at the Pacers, 3-7 the spread against losing teams on the road. Again, looking at this Pacers team, a team that has given up over their past 5 games, 50% shooting, 37% from 3. I can't lay double digits with a team with this type of defensive form. So I'll look at the Brooklyn side here and hold the nose and take some clothespins as well to help me. I'll be looking at Toronto here at plus the points. Toronto has been a pretty good home team. Yeah, 11-4 to the spread as a home dog. They've had some really ugly losses on the road. I think that sticks with a lot of people. They have not had good road form, but at home they've been covering spreads against losing teams. The Bucks 3-6 to the spread in this spot. At home, the Raptors are shooting 47%. They defend the 3-point line. So one of these with Raptors, it's got for me, I look at it home road splits. Road, they've been horrid. No doubt about that. We've seen Darko lose his mind on many of the road games already. So I'll look here at that plus price there with this Toronto team. Also in this spot, I'm going to look here at the Clippers. We really, with the Clippers, I know some of you guys that model, I know you're probably pulling your hair out. How do you model the Clippers? Well, you just can only start right now from their first game a couple nights ago with Kawhi in the lineup, because he does make an impact. That's what the line is telling you. Kawhi's impact in this game. The second game back, and the Timberwolves just 5-11 the spread at home. The Clippers here defend pretty well. You look over their past 5 games, 46% shooting allowed, 32% from 3. Should only get better here with Kawhi in the lineup. That one sample size with Kawhi in the lineup, well, it was pretty good, right? They did hammer a, I'll quote-unquote, road fatigue Atlanta Hawks team. That's how it looked like to me there in that spot, especially the way they lost to the Lakers. that was how I looked at it. All right, there we go. Let's continue here on the drive-thru. We'll close out the NBA here with the following games. All right. Next up, we got the Spurs and Bulls head-to-head here. Spurs going to lay 3 here. Total sits here at 236. Next up, we've got, we covered Mavericks, Grizzlies. I guess we got a little out of place here. Grizzlies 5, total 232. Heat and the Kings. The Kings here 3. The total sits here at 218. Let's take a peek at this injury report now while we're at it here. The Spurs, just to back up Duke out here. Looks like they're going to be full health here. The Bulls, no Dosunmu, no Craig out for Chicago, as we covered the Grizzlies game. Miami and Sacramento, we know that Butler is out. He's suspended. Richard is doubtful. We can now confirm that Fox is out here for Sacramento. Probably their first bad spot since Christie's taken over, because they've been very favorable scheduling spots and injury spots for Sacramento. Now they got a tough one in the tough spot situation facing a rested Heat team. So let's get this one underway here with Joey.
Yeah, you said Spurs and Bulls in this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Spurs in this one. Yeah.
All right, looking at the Spurs here on the money line, Bulls really struggle winning games at home, and honestly, I think the Spurs keep getting disrespected by the Bucks here. San Antonio is 4-2 against the spread against the East this season, and the Bulls are just 2-7 against the spread in non-conference play. Chicago had a nice win last time out, but I really think this is a letdown spot for them. San Antonio is 9-6 against the spread in all road games this season, and Chicago's 0-5 against the spread this season against the Eastern Conference. So with that, I'm sorry, against the conference. So with that, give me the Spurs here.
Spurs with Joey. All right, next up, we move on over to Javon.
Yeah, looking at this Heat Kings game, no Fox. Does it tip the scales? I'm not too sure. You know, when you don't have, and this is time and time again this happens, when you don't have a star for that first game, you know, you're probably better off taking that team anyway if you were on them beforehand and not hedge. So just on that theory, I'm gonna continue to well, I don't like laying points with the Kings. Let's just preface it by saying that, but I'm gonna roll with the Kings. They have been in better form since the fire, and I will give them that. Even though this is a trash organization, and I'll continue to say that. But yeah, Kings. It has to be that way. Maybe some of the other guys perform in Fox's place because Fox. Not to say he's a ball hog or anything, but the offense does go through him. So maybe some more hands touch the ball, and more flowing offense. They do have the guys to survive without him for at least a game. So they'll have to be the Kings to me just because of their form. The Heat, they are trying to not get swept out in this series. They did lose in November to these guys by 1 point. So it should be a hotly contested ball game. If you don't like Sacramento, laying these 2.5 points, you think it's gonna be that close, but you still like them, you might want to take them on the money line.
There from Jovan. Next up, we move on over to Kirk.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Heat on the money line here. They lost a brutal one to the Kings earlier in the season, and I think this team wants to show that they can play without Jimmy Butler after a terrible last loss. I'm going to take the Heat on the money line here. I don't know what this Kings team is going to look like without Fox. They do have guys that can step up, as in Monk. DeRozan might get a little more shots. Keegan Murray is a guy that is going to have to step up as he's been in a big slump for most of the season. But I think the Heat just have more in the tank right now, so give me the Heat on the money line.
From Kirk, I'll tell you what I think about these games here. I'm going to be looking at the Bulls here plus the points. I know it's a little risky. The Spurs team has been hot. They're injured. They've been about the healthiest team the last 2 weeks, but this Bulls team has really shot the ball very well here over this 5-game period. 47% shooting, 40% from three. They're defending the three-point line right now. The Spurs have not been a very good road team offensively this season. 108 points per 100 possessions. I'll take the points here with the Bulls. In that Mavs, it's just I'm going to go under the total. Dallas and Memphis. There's a lot of scores missing in this game, and I'm just going to look at the under in this one because Dallas at least will get some defense here in this spot. We'll see if they can do it on the road here. They've been a pretty good offensive teams, but you really can't look at that because of the stars missing here in this game. Grizzlies really shooting slump over their past 5, just 45%, and the Dallas Mavericks over their past 5, 46%. So these numbers are dropping offensively with these injuries. All right, here in this Heat and Kings game, I had mentioned about the firing of Brown, and I mentioned how he doesn't really back his players very well, and sure enough, that's come out right here after all the smoke and it cleared. Brown is not really a guy that's going to back his players with the refs. He doesn't fight the refs for calls enough. And what did we see last night with the Kings when they faked Golden State? Remember, Fox missed the game yesterday, right? Christie was backing his guys. He was out there fighting the refs for calls. When Kerr was blaming one of their backups, one of their guys for flopping, whether he's right or wrong, Christie's on the court challenging the call, challenging Kerr. And what came out after the game? Christie's got our back. That's what NBA players want from their coach. They want them to back them up with the calls. What happens in these games when you're not getting calls, when they're in the huddle, they'll mention it to the coach, look at the coach, and if the coach doesn't respond, then they check out. They lose the locker room. You have to back up the guys Whether you're right or wrong, you got to back up your players. Kerr was wrong. He knew he was wrong, but he was still backing up the flop, right? He was backing up Draymond because he didn't want Draymond to let up. He wants him to play that aggressive style. We saw him get in the fight with not a fight, but they got a little tangle there with Edie the Giant the other night. So, you've got a situation here where Christie has the back of the players. When you have the back, when you make that dramatic switch for Brown, when Brown doesn't want to fight the refs for calls and just shrug off the referee, shrug off his players. Now you got a guy that's all in with you. It really shows on the court. If you watched that game last night, you can see these guys are all in, and I think that's enough to cover this game here. I know it's a mouthful, but I think this is enough here to cover the game against Sacramento. We're going to get the Sacramento of old, knowing that the coach has your back. You get hit, you get fouled, you get nicked. You're going to have the backup of your coach, and you're going to probably get more trips to the line. And that's what and you're also going to get a cleaner shot out. These guys are going to know not to be too physical with you. They're going to give you more. You're going to have a more cleaner look and more cleaner shot at the basket. Shooting percentages as well impact, knowing that the ref's going to call the foul. The defensive player is not going to be as aggressive with you. So again, Christie has the back of the players. So I'm going to look at the Kings in this spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we're ready here to switch on over to college hoops. We'll get into the time slots tomorrow. We've done through all the heavy lifting in football, right? And we don't have these monster cars to handicap, so we'll start tomorrow with the time blocks. But let's take a look here at college hoops. So we'll just ask the cappers, just give us what you got, college hoops. So we will start it here with Joey.
Yeah, there's two spots I like. I like Rutgers on the money line at home against Wisconsin. Wisconsin has really struggled on the road, especially dating back to last season. They're 3-11 straight up in road games and 1-6 straight up as a road favorite since last season. Rutgers is 9-5 straight up at home, dating back to 2023, and they really play well against teams that make a lot of shots. They're 7-2 straight up versus teams making 45% or more shots. I don't know. Jersey Mike's sub-arena is going to be electric tonight. So give me Rutgers.
There we go.
And for the ECU Houston game, I like the under in that one. These are two really defensive teams, and I think the defense will shine here. Houston's holding teams to a 40% effective field goal, and TCU similar is holding teams to 27% for three-point. Houston's 27-16 to the under at home, dating back to last season, and TCU is 7-3 to the under, playing their second game in 3 days. So with that, give me the under TCU Houston.
Under there from Houston. I still call it the rack. For just.
It was so weird, I was looking at the arena name, and part of me still thought it was the rack, and I saw Jersey Mike's sub arena. I'm like, it doesn't get any more Jersey than that, I guess.
No, unless it's the roast beef sandwich, I'm not having it. There we go. Let's move on over. Move on over to Javon.
Yeah, likewise. I'm never gonna call it what it's called now. It's the rack. That's the only way I'm gonna play it. I don't care if it's 20 years down the line and they change his name over 2 more times or 3 more times. It's gonna be the rack. Just like some of these other stadiums where they call it something else, and you always know it to be what it is or what it was. But anyway, yeah, I'm also on Rutgers, and that's even without Harper on the court. I still believe that he's not playing. If he is, then more the better. But yeah, it's just a situation where they're undefeated at home, and it's going to be a rough one this season for them in the Big Ten, that's for sure. But I think they do both serve at home. Wisconsin, if this was years past, I would say that maybe they had, that they'll have a shot to win. But I don't know. They're just something's quite not right over there with Wisconsin, as far as I can see. Even though they do, they still get their wins. It's just not the same Wisconsin that we remember. Let's say overachieving and making a deep run in March for some years, and having inexplicable wins against better competition. So you haven't seen that for the past couple seasons. But yeah, so with that said, it's Scarlet Knights for me. It's Wichita State. I think that they, not to say that they need to win, but they kind of do. And I think that given the fact that they have owned this USF team in the past, except for last year, where the Bulls actually got a win, I think that they right the ship and the Sharkers get it done, even though it's a pretty steep total considering 8.5. Let's see. I'm gonna take the points with Mississippi Valley State. You know, in conference, you know they've been getting beat up in the non-conference. You know, so now it's time for them to, even though they still are one of the worst teams, and if not the worst team in Division One college basketball. I think they actually get it done in this spot. You know, once you get beat up by superior competition like they have in the non-conference, you get back in conference and you start, you know, either not only covering but actually winning a couple games. And I think it might be a spot where you might want to put a slice on that money line, plus 1,200. Why not? South Carolina State, I'll lay the points with them against Coppin State. Coppin State is not a good team at all, and I think they did pick up a win in their last game. So, guess what? It's time to fade them, as far as I'm concerned. Just giving you my looks. Let's go down the line. One more. This OSU Minnesota game. You want to fade Minnesota every single time because you've been getting faded if you've done that. But, you know, at some point, they're going to get one. And, you know, it might be tonight against OSU. They're not MSU. And they're not, who's the last team, Minnesota? Oh, Purdue. You know, they're not Purdue. They're a step down as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, if you're gonna take them, if you're gonna take Minnesota, take them on the money line. Don't mess with the points because it's not gonna be a close one. They're gonna win outright, or they're gonna get blown out the water. It's as simple as that. So, you know, I'm gonna lean towards getting that plus money at plus 190. You know, I could very much see them getting blown out, but given the step down in competition, as far as I'm concerned, even though the Buckeyes they're having a good season, don't get me wrong, but it has to be Minnesota. I'm chasing that plus money.
Plus money from Javon. Norfolk up 9 with 5 seconds left against Delaware State. They closed about 6.5. So that one's still close there against the spread in the closing seconds there. Next up, we move on over to Kirk.
Yeah, I'm also looking at that Rutgers game, but I'm looking at the over here. Both teams are very offensive, played a very high pace. Both defensive allow in the low to mid 70s. I think this total gets to 160 whether Harper is playing or not. And then I'm with Joey on the under in that TCU Houston game. Houston's averaging 54 points per game. Played a lot of games recently, and TCU is also averaging about 62 to 63 points allowed per game this season. I think this game is a hard-fought battle, and it's an under.
Under there from Kirk there. I'll tell you what I think. One game I'm going to give you here. I'm going to go with Rutgers as well in this spot. The Rutgers have won home games here against Penn State and Seton Hall. Wisconsin here in their true road games have dropped games at Marquette and at Illinois. So I'll be looking here at this at the rack. I'm going to take this Rutgers team here at the rack. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we'll switch on over here to the NHL. Looks like Joey will be the one skating for us tonight on the ice. So let's get the games up there as Joey will give us his picks here from the NHL or one. We'll see what he's got for us tonight. So let's cover this short card tonight from the NHL. So we started off here with Capital Sabres here. Capital's $1.53, total of 6. Canucks and Canadians. We've got the Canucks $1.27, total of 5.5. Panthers and Avalanche. Avalanche $1.24, total of 6.5. Devils and Kraken, your late night game. Devils $2.45. The total sits at 16. Carrying this segment will be Joey.
Yeah, so I got two for you because the other two games are premium plays for me. So the first one I'm looking at is the Canucks on the money line. I think the Canucks are one of the strongest road teams in the NHL. They lost last time out, and I think this is a great rebound spot for them. The Canadians have played 5 straight road games, and they now return home against the big bad Vancouver Canucks, and I think this is their big letdown spot. Vancouver's 8-1 straight up as a road favorite this season, and Montreal's 8-9 straight up as a home dog. So with that, give me the Canucks. Then on the other one, I don't mean to be a homer here, but give me the Devils on the line. They're on the 4-game skid. They've lost 4 in a row. Losing to the Canes and the Kings is okay. But once you lose to the Sharks and the Ducks, you need to win the ball. and I think that was the one that last time out against the Sharks, losing 3-2. Kraken have allowed 4+ in 5 of 6 games. The Devils' offense is going to do something. This is the team they're going to do it against. I think the Devils win big tonight. Play the puck line with New Jersey on the road in Seattle.
There from Joey. We can now confirm both Beal and Nurkic will be coming off the bench, being demoted by their coach there. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Got you through the hockey and the major sports. Now it's time for our parlay segment, or peripheral segment, where our cappers give out a parlay, or they give out a team or player prop, or they can give out a game for the future coming up. So let's see what they got for us here. We'll get it underway here with Joey.
Just take Penn State money line against Notre Dame. Nice and simple.
Very simple, very simple. No doubt about it. On over to Javon.
Let's see. We'll go to college. Man, you know what? We'll put together a degenerate one right here. Mississippi Valley State. If you're scared, say you're scared. But take the points, or you could do what I'm gonna do, and that's put them on the money line. And we're gonna also match it up with the money line play on Rutgers. You know, nice little chunk of change that you'll make there if that hits. How about that?
There we go from Javon. Next up, we move on over to Kirk.
Yeah, Javon, add Minnesota to that. Get more degenerate.
Oh yeah. My bad. Add Minnesota to that. Look at the 3 team.
There you go.
Hey, put it all on the line. Absolutely.
Anyways, I'm gonna be on the Spurs money line and the Grizzlies and the points as a 2-teamer today.
2-teamer there. Norfolk State did cover. This game goes final 93-64. Norfolk at Delaware State. Norfolk, a lot of popular team for some folks here in the non-conference. All right, tell you what I like. Give me Rutgers at the rack. And let's do it with the Raptors plus the points and the Bulls plus the points. Some home dogs for you here on the 3-team parlay. All right, let's continue here on the drive. We got you the parlay. Let's see what the cappers have for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Big week, guys, coming up. It's backloaded here with NFL playoffs, college football playoffs as well. A lot of hoops this week as well. Action on the ice. So let's take a look at what we've got here on the boards right now for premiums here. We'll take a look here at Kirk, see what he's got for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Kirk, what you got up there?
Yeah, coming off 2 straight winning days after a tough week and a half, to be honest, but better days are ahead, and they started 2 days ago, so just looking to keep the momentum going. Tonight I have 3 plays on in the NBA 3-pack, and then soccer's still a little bit slow, but that'll be ramping up again this weekend, and then, we got NFL playoffs, NBA, college basketball, so still a lot to pick from.
That's right, guys. Got on board with Kirk over at Pick Dog Premium. Hey, that 7-day pass covers a lot here. We've got NFL playoffs here, the entire wild card round, because remember, there's a Monday night game, and all the playoffs here, the semifinals from college football is all the hoop coverage, soccer in there as well from Kirk. All right, let's see what Javon has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Javon has just been lying. Look at these numbers in college basketball, approaching almost 3,000 units of profit, all documented. You go to Javon's handicapper page. All the plays are listed. They're graded. You can verify them all as they go final. They're graded very quickly. All right, Javon, what do you got for sale?
Yeah, I got a 5-pack in the NBA. You know, NBA, I'm on the plus side. Looking to move up in the ranks in that. Five strong plays in my opinion, but the results will dictate that. That's for damn sure. So check me out on that. Got 1 additional play, and that's a college basketball play, a real strong play in my opinion. The proof is in the pudding of what I've been doing in that, doing straight damage in college basketball this season. Didn't have to wait for a conference play to get right because from the opening tip off back in November, it's been on the talking. So having a strong season in college basketball this year. I usually have strong seasons in college basketball, but sometimes it takes looking at these teams, looking at these players, and seeing how they move, how they play, with each other, because it's a lot of teams, 350 plus, in Division 1. But hey, listen, that everything came to fruition that I've been touching, and looking to continue that in the conference portion, which I'm particularly strong in. So look at maybe when it's all said and done, we might hit 6,000.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
Hey, the way it's going, shoot for the stars. But anyway, yeah, check me out 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, yearly, multi-capital promotionals, all that. Can't go wrong here. Sports Chat Places Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Yep, save money using promo code PICK at checkout. Save 50%. Get the long-term passes here from Javon. He's been nailing it right now. Not just here. Take a look at college football. We still got playoffs coming up. Let's see what Joey has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Joey, ready to roll here? Also, good in college hoops.
Yeah, sorry, college basketball is slow, but we're now on a 31-16 run. Our last 47 plays there. I have one college basketball play up, and I have 2 NHL where I'm winning 53% this season. Use the code PICK for 15% off any of those 3 plays.
All right, guys, get on board here with Joey over at Pick Dogs Premium. I've got a play up there, best bet right now on the board here from the NBA. Also got a play up there for my long-term subscribers from the NBA. 2 premiums for me on the board. As we said, why don't you get on board with that long-term pass, 7-day pass, get you covered with my having a great year in NFL this year. You should see me top of the leaderboard there in the NFL for this year. So that 7-day pass gets you locked in here for the first round of the wild card playoffs, right? Because we got the game on Monday night, the college football semifinals, showing great positive results this year in college football. Of course, all my hoops action as well. If you want to upgrade it to a 30-day, you can do that. That gets you to the Super Bowl when you get that as well, all the NFL playoffs. So get on board with me. Multi-capper promotion. You can match me up with your favorite cappers over at Pick Dogs. Don't forget that promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. All right, we got you through most of the show here. Right now, as you know, if you've been over at Pick Dogs, a lot of great content. Live show in the morning, live show with the drive-through here, 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. Of course, a lot of on-demand content as well as the cappers go a little deeper into their breakdowns on demand on the video channel. Of course, ask Jovan what you got cooking over on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel, because we can look up for some of your parlays.
Yeah, gotta, the series of video short, going to 60 seconds, in and out 60 seconds, however you want to describe it. That's been rolling, been hitting on those. Was on 4 or 5, I believe it was a 5, it was a 5-day winning streak, or 5 out of the last 6, and then what happened last night? I forget what happened. Nothing was put out over the weekend, so you got one tonight. So hopefully it's 6 out of the last 7 days, winners, and as far as the parlays go. So, the chat, they've been liking it. People that comment, every day, that make their comments every day, day in and day out. The viewership is what it is. Always gets viewership. So, that people been liking it. So as long as you win, that's it. People are gonna be happy. You know how it goes, Tony.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. You got to win. You got to get it posted. All right, that's what they want. You got to get them both. All right, Kirk. We see you over on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel on demand. I know you cover action on the pitch, and also you dangle in the NBA as well.
Yeah, no, NBA's been put to a back burner, gearing up for second half of soccer. Hopefully NBA's back, but soccer really, it's here again. Every league will be back by this weekend, so a lot of videos from me, Goran, and Jack for soccer, and NBA hopefully will be back this weekend as well.
There we go from Kirk. So check him out over on the TikTok YouTube channel. And Joey, we're still just looking at the calendar, waiting for the NASCAR to begin. But we're in the right month, though.
Yeah, we are 40 days till Daytona 500. But other than that, you catch me in the drive-thru Monday and Wednesday. That's
right, guys. So check out Joey. He'll have his video series back when we get back into NASCAR. You covered that Coliseum event. What do they? That's that half-mile track. What they do?
I might. I'll be honest. It's
a gimmick.
Like the Pro Bowl. Thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like no one really. I want to say it doesn't matter, but you win, you get money, but it's not. It doesn't count towards it.
That's where no points or anything like that, right? So no, it's just preseason NASCAR. Right? That's how you call it.
Which is always good, but again, not really worth it. Not worth throwing money at.
Gimmick. No, there's no other race with that short track, is there? Half-mile circular? No, gimmick. Just a gimmick race, just to get some money in the coffers. That's it. Pay some of the guys.
Maybe
sponsors, yeah. You get a nice trip to LA in January. It's not bad. I mean, you saw the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
It's not bad out here, and just not bad in January. So that's how that rolls. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru. We're back again tomorrow, live at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll do it all over again. We got action for NBA, college hoops, hockey, and more. So make sure you guys tune in. We'll have full football coverage here Thursday and Friday for those semifinals, guys. So make sure you tune in, like and subscribe, set notifications, be live with us, get the plays in real time, so you get the best numbers. But we also appreciate you guys watching us on the playback here on the on demand as well when we go archived. All right, before we go, does anybody have anything in closing before we go? All set, ready to go, ready to win. All right, that's going to do it, guys. We're going to wake up. Bye, guys.